Ladies and gentlemen, Unicity Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Stewart Hughes.
Thank you. It is so good to be here. Thank you. Please have a seat. You're the VIPs. You are the VIPs. God bless you. Well, we've had a good day. And it's been inspiring to me. Trent, you can sign me up. I'm ready to double down. Yvette, your mother, where are you, Yvette? Your mother's last comment in that video captured the whole message of the video you just saw. I want to express the deepest appreciation to our Unicity corporate staff. They've worked so hard for this to be great. And since there's a few of them in my family, I'm really glad it's turned out, because it would have been an uncomfortable weekend, right? But they've worked hard, every one of them. I'm so proud of them. I'm so grateful for them. Yeah. But as you've heard today from so many, this is just the beginning. We are really launching North America today. The problem is so vast, the problem is so huge, that for the last few years we've just been assembling the team. That's all, just assembling the team. But now we go forth in earnest. Talented, intelligent, motivated, committed, thousands of us. Now we're beginning to have the ability to make a dent, an impact on the problem. Change the world. And I've been around this world a few times. And I can tell you, if we can solve this problem, at least begin to make a big impact on solving it, we will literally roll across the earth with this solution. Because North America grows entrepreneurs. North America grows leaders. People throughout the world, amazing people throughout the world, still look to the people in North America to bring them hope of great solutions and success in their lives, and that's why millions want to come here. But we don't need to wait for that. We can bring the solution to them. But it starts here. It starts here. We build the infrastructure here. And you have years of work ahead of you here. Now, before I finish my congratulations and gratitude, I just want to acknowledge those who have been recognized today. Great achievements. It was wonderful to see so many new executive directors and presidential directors and sapphires and rubies and diamonds and a double diamond and a triple diamond, all here in North America. I'm used to it. I'm used to it in Asia. But here in North America, this is like really cool, right? And to all the rest of you, I remember when I came to my first convention by myself. I really wasn't sure, and so I didn't want to bring anybody because I didn't want to be embarrassed. And about halfway through, I said, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? That will never happen again. The next time, I am going to bring busloads of people. And I hope that the next time, all of you who came by yourselves, you will bring busloads of people. Be that as it may, thank you for coming, even if it was by yourself. Thank you for coming. We appreciate the sacrifice. I've always wanted to do this. So I want to have a conversation with you. I want it to be kind of casual, okay? I want us to be able to talk as if it was just you and me in a coffee shop. That's what I want this to feel like, to be like. Because I want to impart something to you over the next few minutes that if you will think about it, if you will let it sink deep into your heart and mind, you will find that the business will become easier for you. In fact, life will become easier for you. Life doesn't have to be as hard as it has been for so many of you. It doesn't have to be that hard. It can be brutally hard, but it doesn't have to be. There are just a handful of key principles that if you can get them, if you can grasp them and really understand them, the whole of life begins to get easier. You'll still have obstacles and challenges. You'll still have all kinds of problems. But with these principles understood, you'll start to say, yeah, okay, I get this. I understand what to do here. It'll become like a puzzle to you. It'll become like a game to you a little bit. There'll still be some tragedy. You'll shed some tears. You'll have some of those challenges that will occur to you, but you won't be overwhelmed if you can just grasp what I'm going to share with you in the next few minutes. So really, really, pay attention and try to stay with me. But the most important thing is relive this over the next few days so that you can own it enough to teach it. All right. Number one, people who know me know that I'm an 80-20 maximalist. You all know what the 80-20 rule is, right? 20% of what you do gets you 80% of what you want. Which means that the other 80% of what you're doing is only getting you about 20% of what you want. And there's better ways to spend your time. Now, if you literally think like this, using that 80-20 principle and focus on the 20%, you will do some amazing things. You'll be so much more productive. But you want to go deeper than that. What's the 80-20 of the 80-20? Well, think about it. 80% of 80 is 64. 20% of 20 is 4. What does that really boil down to? About 4% of what you do gets you about 64% of what you want. How much time are you burning in semi-productive activities? But a maximalist, a true 80-20 maximalist doesn't stop even here. You get down here and say, well, let's go down deeper. What's 80% of 64? Well, it works out it's about 50%. And what's 20% of 4? It works out to about 1%. Meaning that about 1% of what you're doing is giving you over half of what you want. This has been a struggle for my wife. She's here. I'm not talking behind her back. She's here. Because she sees me not doing that much, and she's wondering, why do you get any results at all? And I keep reminding her, I focus on the 1%. Now think about this, the 1%, how many times can you do the 1% if you're not doing the other 99%? Wow. You know, you can do the 1% 10 times and still have 90% of your time left to sit around and have your wife think, what's he doing all the time, right? You can literally create yourself a different life if you're willing to do this. It seems really simple, right? Why doesn't everybody do it? Because it is so very hard to do. Think about it. The 1% that gives you over 50% of what you want, that is high friction stuff. That's the stuff nobody likes doing. It's painful stuff. It's awkward stuff. It's the stuff people don't want you to do to them. It's the stuff you don't want to do. It's the stuff where you get rejection, where you get hurt, where you get pushback. That's the 1%. Oh, you can spend hours, going through social media and seeing which one of these videos is really good and which one you could sort of duplicate. You could spend hours going through the back office, looking at your downline and checking these things out. You could spend hours going through your cards of the people you're thinking about to prospect. All that stuff is not the 1%. The 1% is the stuff that literally fatigues you when you do it. What I'm doing right now is what? 1%. Yeah. My heart rate is going right now, right? It's the 1% stuff. It's hard, it's painful. You could get up and walk out on me at any moment right now. In my mind, I'm thinking, will they like it? Will they accept it? Will they reject it? What's going on? Have you felt like that when you've gone out to contact somebody? You've called a friend to talk about the business. Your heart's just pounding right out of your chest. Guess what that is? The 1%. So you have to build the conditioning. You have to develop the cardio fitness, as it were, to be able to do multiple rounds of 1%. If you're serious about becoming super achievers, you're only going to do it by just doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on the 1%. It's essential. It's essential because the 1% is you in the arena. It's not you in the spectator stands. It's not you watching the game. It's you in the game. You're the player, not the watcher, not the cheerleader. You're the one that wins or loses. That's the 1%, always. And if you're feeling like you got no stress about what you're doing, it's not the 1%. Now, principle number 2. Lean into your individuality. Every single one of us here is a unique being. I was over at the black tie thing last night, or 2 nights ago in Palm Beach, and I saw this woman that was working at Mar-a-Lago, and I leaned over to my wife. I said, Bonita, that looks like, a friend of ours. And it was amazing. Hi, Lila. It's good to see you. And it's interesting to sometimes you'll see people and you'll, he look just like, right? But they're not. And when you look closely, there's differences. There's uniqueness because every single one of us is absolutely one of a kind. We're simply one of a kind. And yet, almost all of us spend so much energy trying to look like somebody else, trying to be like somebody else, trying to talk like somebody else, trying to act like somebody else. It's so fatiguing. And you'll never get it right because, quite honestly, you can be a better you than you can be anything else or anyone else. As you lean into your individuality, you actually create authenticity that people can feel. They literally will look past past your stumbles and your awkwardness and all those things that you're so worried about. They'll look past that if they feel your authenticity. If they feel that you're faking, looking like someone else, they may not even know who you're trying to look like, but they will smell, they will feel, they will sense that something's off. Be you. Just be you. Just absolutely glory in being you. Not in some egotistical way, but being so happy to be who you are. Now, as an individual, you can make music. You can make beautiful music. I've seen some individual players in this business that just left me in awe of their skill set. I would sit back sometimes and watch some of these people that were just extraordinary individual players and think to myself, wow, how does she do that? How does he do that? The music is beautiful, but it's still not taking advantage of the business model. People who are only going to be individuals will never achieve what this business platform will produce for those who understand how to create symphonic productivity. Symphonic productivity is how you're able to be yourself and yet be in harmony with others who are being themselves. This is what we strive for here at Unicity. We're striving to help you be the best you can be, while same time striving to have you play in symphonic harmony with those around you. Now we see this with some of the people that were recognized this day. I think about this guy, Dr. Kenny Harless. I first met Kenny. I first met him, and I was like, this guy's so put together, man. I mean, he's lean, he's fit, he's good looking, he's articulate, he's got it all going on. He's gonna be somebody I don't like. That was my first thought, because I don't like guys like that, I look in the mirror and I see a problem. I look at those guys and think, I want to be like that guy, but I don't want to be like that guy, right? And then I met him. I visited with him. He was so humble, so teachable. I was like, this guy is too good to be true. He's got it all going on and he's still humble, teachable, hardworking. Literally, he's gone out and been the #1 recruiter for the entire year, as well as the #1 producer of new customers for the whole year. Wow, how does that work? And then here's Myra, quiet and fiercely determined, doesn't have any of that fancy skill with social media, but somehow she's been able to put together 300 customers month after month after month after month after month as she builds herself up into an organization because she simply will not quit. Isn't that powerful? And then you look at these two people, Christian and Karen. I love these two, I'll tell you. I sat down with them in Toronto. They poured their hearts out to me. They were explaining how they got caught in that real estate implosion that just trapped thousands of really smart entrepreneurs up there. They were wiped out. They had people hounding them, had people chasing them. It was literally a nightmare for them. But they would not quit. And they looked me in the eye and they said, you know what? Sometimes we're just terrified to leave the house. But we are going to build this thing and we're going to clear it all out. And look what's happened. Look what's happened. Now, this is like the quintessential mother, isn't it? Yeah, I was looking at Denise when she's up there talking. I says, yeah, I can see. I'd like to be her child, you know. She just got that something about her that you just think, you know, she's a great mom. And I remember when she came to me and said, can you do both? And I thought to myself, what's the right answer for this woman? Because she's right. That motherhood is the number one thing. And if she breaks that, she will never do the other, because it will break her if she breaks that. Those were the thoughts going through my head. But then I realized that she hungered like we all do to achieve in her own right. If you're married to Trent Tuller, you got a problem, right? I mean, Trent's just gonna walk on stage and people are gonna say, we love Trent. How'd you have to be married to that, right? But Denise had her own skills, her own power, her own talents. Hey, she was the woman that Trent chased. And so I thought to myself, she could do them both. In fact, she has to do them both. She has to do them both. And that's all I told her. And look what she's done. She's done them both. And I remember, Marie, I get a text message from Marie about every 2 or 3 months, just telling me that she's achieved another goal. You know, sometimes I get text messages from people say, I got a problem. But with Anne-Marie, it's just, got it, it's done. So I call her back and say, tell me about it, right? Tell me what you did this time. But I remember when I first talked to her for the first time, we were coming out of a method day, and she said, could I talk to you for a second? I said, sure. She said, you know, I just don't get this social media thing, and I just am not comfortable. I'm a corporate person, and I'm not comfortable doing that. Can I still do this business? And I says, you are talking my language, because I have no idea how to even get on TikTok. And she went out and just started building the old-fashioned way, building through centers of influence, talking to people. And she's a woman in a man's world of the corporate world, and they just flock to her. I mean, Kenny's one of her key people, and there's several other really strong leaders that look to Anne-Marie as their leader. Quietly, efficiently, you saw her talk today. Absolutely just a pro. You could be this way or another way. Just be yourself and be in harmony with the others, and magic starts to happen. The symphony starts to play. And then there's this one. Interesting thing is that Yvette and Anne-Marie are actually upline, downline. Isn't that crazy? Who would have thought those two would ever get together? Oil and water. And yet there's magic. Absolute magic between them. The fact of it is, as we engage with each other's strengths in the harmony of the music, what magic comes is because of our differences, as we're acting into our individuality. Yvette's amazing. She talks about that energy, but you know, she has her challenges, she has her problems, she has her fears and worries, but she punches through them again and again, and she does it tight, succinct. I've talked to her a couple of times, and she said, I've got this problem. What do you think I should do? And I said, well, I'll do this. She said, God, good. And that was it. I think, that's it? You don't any more advice? Nope, that's it, all I got. I love it. And well, we've talked about Trent. I've known Trent. See, Hal and Lila were our neighbors, dear friends, beautiful people. I will never get the image of Lila on the trampoline out of my mind. 9 months pregnant on the trampoline saying, this baby's got to come. I don't know who that was. It wasn't Trent, because Trent had already been born. The reality of knowing this guy all his life, and he's always been special. He's always had the kindest heart. He's had a drive, but the drive was always sheathed in a velvet glove of kindness. He just wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. Just refused to do that. I love him for it. And then there's these two. What could I say? The most amazing 10-year overnight successes I've ever seen. It's absolutely incredible. I used to say to myself almost every other year, why don't those two quit? I mean, I really did. I would see them at another event, and I'd say to somebody, they're still here. I mean, it's amazing to me that they hung in there. But they were learning, they were growing, they were developing, they were going through that drama that we heard them talk about today, right? They were evolving, and when it clicked, I think it went from like $2,000 a month to $100,000 a month in a year to $300,000 a month in another year. I mean, I don't even know where they are now. They make a lot more than me, though. I know that much. All of these guys playing in the symphony that proves the African proverb correct. Sure, you can go fast if you go alone, but if you want to go a long way, if you want to go far, you got to go together as a group. Now, when I was a little kid, I saw this movie. And you guys all did that Spartan run yesterday, right? Well, I saw this movie when I was a little kid, and I never forgot it, because this epitomizes for me what it means to be a part of the Unicity family. This is what it means to have this kind of brotherhood, this kind of sisterhood, this kind of commitment to one another. You see, literally, as the good book says, the earth is full and there is enough to spare. You don't have to fight each other for market share. There is enough and to spare. But if you want to get there, we're going to have to be.
I bring a message from your master, Marcus Licinius Crassus, commander of Italy. By command of his most merciful excellency, your lives are to be spared. Slaves you were, and slaves you remain. But the terrible penalty of crucifixion has been set aside on the single condition that you identify the body or the living person of the slave called Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus. What are you? Absolutely. We're together on this, aren't we? The truth of the matter is, if we want to be in harmony, it means being in harmony right through the bad times too, okay? You can't let them break you. You can't let them stop you. You can't let them turn you against each other. Principle number 4, skills are important. It's incredibly important that we master the skills in this business, but something else is more important, and that is desire. Desire is everything. If you look at this business literally, People around the world have all the different motives for hiring people. Elon Musk says he hires for attitude. Google hires for intelligence. I select who I work with based on desire. You see, there's really only 3 skills you need to have to master this business, to be extraordinary at this business. You need to be able to invite, to present, and to commit. That's it. This is not rocket science, okay? We're not doing calculus here. You just got to get really good at these 3 skills. And as long as you have desire, we can teach you those. You can learn those. You can master those. But if you don't have desire, we might as well be trying to teach you astrophysics, which will be hard since the football coach is the one who taught me math, okay? The reality for you is that this is the way you determine who you work with. This is the way you determine who works with you. Demonstrate desire. You got to have that I want it. Rav said he gave the comment this morning that he's going to the top of that mountain or he's going to be lying dead along the side of the way. That's desire. You need that desire. Number 5, you guys all understand this, but I am convinced your understanding is at a superficial level, and that will not do, because what separates the great from the average is a deep understanding of geometric duplication. If you're making a lot of money right now because you've got a lot of customers, you're doing simple math. You are not doing geometric math. And for us to change the world, we've got to get geometric progressions in duplications of those 3 skill sets. I had an uncle. He was an immigrant from Afghanistan. Brilliant guy, very refined, and he loved chess. And he taught me chess. And he was good at it. And he once said to me, "Do you know where chess was invented?" Where do you think it was? It was Afghanistan, because that's where he was from, right? And he says, a guy comes to the king one day and he says, "I want to teach you a game." And he teaches the game of chess to the king, and the king says, "I love this game, I love it. Tell me, I want to give you a prize for teaching me this game. This is fantastic. I'll give you some crazy amount of money." And the guy says, "No, I'm just happy to teach the king a way to give him joy." And the king would not be denied. He says, "Give me something." And so the man said, "Well, I'll tell you what, if you just give me a penny for that first square on the chessboard, and then double it on the next square, that's all." And the king says, "That's it." He said, "Just keep doubling it through the chessboard. That's all I need. That's it." So the king's going through this, and he's going through this, and he's at the end of that line, $1.28. This guy's stupid. He's thinking, "Man, it's incredible." So I'll go through the next one. It's only 328. I had to look that number up. I had to use Grok and say, what comes after a trillion? Because 1 penny that's doubled through a chessboard of 68 squares ends up being $92 quadrillion. Now that sounds like woo-woo, I know. But I want you to understand something. Everybody in this room, the person who signed up yesterday, the person who's going to sign up tonight, everybody in this room can create diamond level income in 12 months or less from today. I want to show you how. This was taught to me many, many years ago, and it stuck. And it literally changed my life forever because I gained a deep, burning understanding of this principle. You're going to go out and you're going to sponsor 1 new person frontline each month. That's all, one. And you're going to teach that person how to sponsor one person in the remaining 11 months. And you're going to carry that on through your 12 months. And at the end of 12 months, with just one person a month for yourself, and each of your people, one person a month for the 11 months that they have, or the 10 months, or the 9 months, or the 8 months, or so forth, you end up with nearly, 4,100 approximately people in your organization. That's called diamond level income. Now, in order to do this, guess what it requires? 1% behavior, 1% activity. You've got to become teachers, not just salespeople. You've got to become people who can teach people how to teach people how to teach people how to do something. That's what this takes. It's the 1%. It's what creates the magic. It's not you being a superstar. It's you being an amazing teacher. You know why women are so good at this business? They're naturally better teachers. But men can be great teachers too. If you'll commit to the idea that if you're willing to sponsor somebody front line, you ought to have the conviction and the commitment to actually teach them how to go do the business themselves. And you need to teach them how to teach others how to do that. And that is what creates geometric duplication. You and I, no matter how amazing we are, cannot make an impact on a global epidemic that's wiping out millions of lives a year. We can't do it. We've got to be teachers and involving people and elevating people so that we can go out there. Next year, we have an event with 40,000 people in Bangkok. How many will be there with you? In 14 months, sounds like a great power goal timeline. 14 months, where are you going to be? What will you be doing? Who will you have with you? What rank will you be? These are the questions you have to begin to ask yourself. What are you going to do to make that happen? It's all about you. You know what I think about all the time? I think about you. I think about you. In fact, I got 2,000 of these hats made just so that I would always remember to think about you. But I want you thinking about you, and I want you thinking about your downline. It's always really about you. It's always about you. And you know what I want you to be thinking? I want you to be thinking when you see your customers, it's about you. It's about you. As you begin to downplay yourself, you downplay your fears, you downplay your anxieties, you downplay all that nonsense. As you begin to think about the other, you stop worrying so much about yourself. You get rid of the me monster and you start focusing on them. So when people say, what's the you for? Well, it's about you. I'm here to help you. That's what it's all about. So deeply, deeply, I want you to think about this when you contemplate your goal for 14 months. Do you want to stay the way you are right now? Do you want to be just a face in the crowd? It's my life. Say it with me. It's my life. It's my life. It's your life.